Hello, this is Shehachalam from Astrogate Mysore. Today, let us go into the subject of Sun in the 11th house of any given chart. Before we understand the repercussions or the result of Sun in the 11th house, we should first understand what is the 11th house and what sort of results it might give us. The 11th is Labhasthana, that is house of profit. So what is the profit? So if second house is Dhanasthana, then what is this 11th house which is Labhasthana? There is a big conflict. People don't understand what is second house and what is 11th house. Because they are on either side of the Lagna. So the Lagna is here, second house is Dhanasthana. Dhana means wealth which is acquired, and it includes the wealth which is like lands in the family, property, and many other things like jewelry, and even the wealth which we get from the family into our life. That is, the 8th house is anyway which shows the parental property, but whatever property, when it comes to your name, it is to be seen in the second house. Whether the person is wealthy or not, that is not labha, that is not profit. So that what is profit? Profit is a gain after the income. It is not the income. The income has to be seen from the 10th house and the second house, both joined together. That is working income. That is because of your profession or you have gone to some job, you will earn some money. Earning is not profit. Profit is like you invest your money somewhere and it gains some extra money for you, like going into share market. The lottery is also there in the 11th house, which people are more interested. They keep asking me whether I'll get a lottery, whether I'll become immediately rich, super rich. People are there on internet who want to know whether people will become immediately rich. So here, the 11th house deals with easy income and income through which a person will start getting rent, rental income, like the property from which the rent is got is to be seen from the second house, but the rent itself has to be seen from the 11th house. It is not a gain which is actually to be seen in wealth. It is to be seen in the 11th house. That means rental income and income as interest from investment. So all this is known as labha, that is profit. Like keeping some money somewhere and getting the interest out of it. The principal is there, but you are getting interest out of it. The investment and getting interest, that is getting gains out of it. That is called dividends. Dividends, interest, rent, all this which you do not work for or you have not worked for. Let us say that you have got a property from parental property, you have got around 3 or 4 houses from your father and you are simply getting the rent. Your father was getting the rent all these years and now you are getting the rent. What work have you done for it? Nothing. That means it is a parental property which has come to you, but you are not even using the parental property, you are not realizing the parental property. That means you are not staying there, but you are getting the rent. This is the 11th house. I am just trying to tell you the 11th house, give some reference to the 11th house, because the actual crux is whichever planet sits there, that sort of income will be there through profits. Okay, so Sun is there. Sun is a very righteous planet, very straightforward planet. It's a rude planet, no doubt. We call it a krura. In English, we call it cruel. That means he is unbiased, cruel. Cruel in the sense that he is emotionless. That's all. So if such a planet, a bright planet like Sun is placed in the 11th house, then what sort of profit will the person get? So in the Dasha Bhukti of Sun, now not always, in the Dasha Bhukti of Sun, the native will suddenly get weightage. That is, let us say a property is there which after all headache and you ask, talk with the brokers and everything, you can't sell it at even 100 rupees per square feet. But when the sun dasha comes, the 100 rupees will have become 400 or 500 or even 1000. That is, you are getting 10 times gain immediately. And this is called profit. And this profit is given because of sun. Sun is a very good planet to give you real estate gains when he is sitting in the 11th house. This is the most important thing. Secondly, what I have noted down here is that the person will be very learned. How is that sun in the 11th house, the person will be learned? Very simple, because it aspects the 5th house. A bright aspect of sun over the 5th house is very much good. The 7th aspect, it's having only one aspect, and the 7th aspect on the 5th house, the person will have a lot of grasping power, concentration and willpower to fight and win whatever he wants to achieve in education, because the 5th house is education. So that is one thing. Second thing is that this person will be interested in public works, like getting into businesses, getting into industrial investment, getting, putting his money. We call this as investment, punji. In Hindi we call it punji. That is, putting money into somebody else's group or business, becoming a partner. Sun does not want to be a working partner always. No. Sun will give some money. Sun means the native who has the sun in the 11th house. Sun does not do it. The native will be doing it through the ideology of sun. So he will invest into the industry, and he will not be investing blind-minded. It is sun. So he will know consciously where his money is and what actually the person is doing with his money. So he will not go under loss. So these people are very good when they invest it in construction work, land, gems and jewelry, and they are good in power, solar power, lighting, industries and electrical industries, any industries which have, the lathe, machinery, milling, tilling, whatever, and the welding industries where the heat is generated, and last but not the least, the pharmaceutical industry. So these all industries, these people will make profit. I am not telling that this person will work there. I am telling that this person will be outside, but he will invest the money very knowledgeably, knowing that where the money is going, and he will make a lot of money out of it. Next point of the 11th house. It is the 6th from the 6th. Very important. So 6th house from the 6th house. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it is the 6th from the 6th. We also call it the enemy's house. The 6th house is the enemy's house, and the 11th house controls the 6th. What will happen? So this person who has a sun in the 11th house will have political rivalry. Equals will be there who will want to snub him down. So he has to be aware. He will be aware. He will also be trying to pull that fellow down. But anyway, this is what will happen, that unknowingly or knowingly, in his circle, people will be there, in his equals. I am telling that the same level of industrial investors will be there who will try to pull this fellow down, who is having sun in the 11th house. He will have political rivalry. Political rivalry in the sense that it is not real politics, the governmental politics. It is politics in this particular set of circle of people. We call politics everywhere now. If people in the HR are talking about politics, it is nothing related to the government of India or government of any state. Politics means it is related to the government of that company. 10 people will be there and there will be a lot of politics between them. So this is called political rivalry with the equals in that particular area, in that circle. So there is another point here which is very important. The third point of the 11th house, it is Rogat Rogasthana. So 6th house is Rogasthana, and Rogat Rogasthana, that is 6th from 6th, once again is the 11th house. It again controls the 6th. That is, If there is a bad planet in the 6th house and is trying to inflict, malefic dosha into the native's chart and trying to put him into any illness, the 11th house, if it is having a good benefic, who has good rays over the ascendant lord or aspect is there, this benefic planet will subdue the negative aspect of the planet in the 6th house. Usually, bad planets in the 6th house will give dhairya, that is courage, and it will give a lot of fighting ability. That is what we call as competitive spirit. They will take the life as a challenge, but with all that, they will have the roga, that is diseases. There it will not, it will not tell that I will not give you the disease. If Mars is there, Mars will give its disease. If Saturn is there, it will give its disease. But in the 11th house, if you are having a planet which is strong enough and benefic, that is a yoga karaka is sitting in the 11th house. So let us say for a particular thing like, let me take an example of Mesha Lagna. For Mesha Lagna, the 9th lord is Jupiter, and if it is posited in Kumbha Rashi, that is in Aquarius, that will take care of the negativity of the 6th house, which is actually falling in Kanya Rashi. So let us not go into the complexities of the charts. I will put up a lot of charts. Anyway, I will be listing down a lot of live charts. I have a lot of live charts with me. I will put a lot of charts and I will explain it in detail. But one should understand that Rogasthana, so when Sun is posited in the 11th house, it will cause problem. It is a negative planet, but in the 11th house, it's a fantastic placement for profits, investments, stockbroking, everything is fine. This person will be loving music, art, literature. He will go into poetry, publishing, book publishing, direction of movies and all these ethical message giving movies. So these people are very good in making a message go from X to Y. That means they know how to give a message to the public. So these things are fantastic in the 11th house. But Sun in the 11th house makes the person go through a weak constituency. That is, the person will have weak bones, the person will have a weak constituency, that means he will have weak digestion system. So a person who has Sun in the 11th house would profit from bathing in Sun. That is sunbathing. I think I have made a video on scientific remedial measures for Sun. Please watch that video. You will understand how to go ahead and get relieved of the negativities which are caused when you are not, giving respect to the Sun or bathing in the Sun. 10 minutes of everyday bathing in the Sun would really help. So the 11th house Sun or the 6th house Sun in anybody's chart, if Sun is in the Upachaya Sthana, that means in the 3rd, the 6th, the 10th or the 11th, please eat red fruits in the daytime. I am just giving you small hints now. Red fruits. What are red fruits? Pomegranate, number one fruit for the heart. It's beautiful fruit. Every day one pomegranate, it's very difficult to eat. It's not an easy fruit to digest also. So you need to chew it a lot. So pomegranate is one of the best remedial measures for Sun. Red vegetables also added, that is beetroot. Drinking beetroot juice, please do not add artificial sugar there. Please drink beetroot juice as it is. You can grate beetroot and eat it. You don't have to make even the juice of it. You can grate carrot. All these are beta carotene. Beta carotene gives very good strength to the heart. So any red fruit, even the fruits like orange fruits like the orange, the musambi, these are all very good. So I'm just giving you some dietary explanations because this is Rogasthana. So this will give a lot of good calcium. It will give a lot of good other minerals which are required, like the vitamin B6, 12 and all those things. It's good for the body. So please eat fruits in the daytime. I'm very clearly specifying it in the daytime. Let us say between 10 and 4. So thank you very much for today's class. I hope I have put across important points for
So you can add one more point,
Yeah.
elder brother.
Exactly. I forgot this point. The third house is Bhratrusthana. But in general, if we see siblings, we see the third house. But if we have to see the elder brothers and the younger brothers, younger sisters and the elder sisters, we need to see elder, the immediate elder in the 11th house. The next elder in the 9th house. We will not go to the next elder. The immediate elder is son, and if son is posited in the 11th house, that person will be a great, benefactor. He will protect the native. So having son in the 11th house is like having another father in the family. So it's a fantastic placement. So thank you very much for that particular point. So thank you very much for today's class.